Welcome this evening to the service to confirm His Word. We're glad to have our audience, our congregation here, as well as those that's on Facebook Live and a little bit later on YouTube. We sure appreciate you tuning in every week, Sunday morning, and also on Wednesday night. On my left side is my associate, Alan Christensen, and we're just looking forward to a good word from the Lord tonight, and whatever He gives us, what we're going to flow with.
Amen.
Well, I have to say, the excitement continues. And, I don't know, a lot of times I go back and repeat myself and say things, but the more I thought about the phone thing, that excited me pretty much. Being on the other side of that, and it being gone for 4 or 5 years, I'd have to go back and look in some documentation to find out if it was 4 or 5. But I know it's been at least 4, probably 5. I would talk about it every once in a while. And all of that was, and it wasn't just in the service, but I would sit in this congregation. But see, God was setting that thing up, and I did not really look at it like that. Greg and myself, we go to the field, or if Tyler's with me, they begin to call that field a phone field because they had spent so much time out there looking for it. But that thing had an appointed time, an appointed season. And the fact that I had mentioned that so many times, my mind so many times wanted to take me to, well, I'm not going to find it. Because I had the thoughts, right? You can have thoughts about things, but you don't need to let them linger. 2 Corinthians 10 and verse 5 says that, well, let's start in verse 4. It says, for the weapons of our warfare, this spiritual battle that we're in, they're not carnal or they're not fleshly, but it's mighty unto God to the pulling down of strongholds. Then verse 5 says, casting down imaginations. What's imagination? It's something that comes into your mind. It's your thought patterns. It says casting down imaginations. Well, you can't just stop there because you don't want to cast down all imagination. But it says cast down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. I like to stop there and pause. And when I talk about and speaking to the knowledge of God, the Word of God. And then it says to bring into captivity. Bring into captivity. What? To captivate. This is every thought. Every thought. Now that process, the reason why Apostle Paul's teaching that of that degree is that thought pattern, what we spend our time thinking, where we spend our time seeing, 5 senses, right? Hearing, seeing, feeling, tasting. What's the other one? Touching, thinking. Did I not say smelling? Okay. But them 5 senses, those senses work with our thought patterns and what we meditate on, what we spend our time thinking about. It becomes a part of who we were and who we are, and who we will be. When we go to school, or we're in school, and some still in school, when you study a particular thing, now we're in school tonight learning the Word of God. What you learn, what you hear, and what you learn, and what you begin to apply is what manifests in your life. It's really about that thought pattern. The thought patterns are so important